Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Suzanne Traub, and I'm a client success manager at Hinge Health. And I'm really excited to take the next 25 minutes or so to share an overview of the Hinge Health programs. So our plan today is just to give you a few tips about how to squeeze in movement, and then we'll talk about who Hinge Health is able to help, how our clinical care team can provide care for you, and then what to expect as a participant. At the end, we'll go over some FAQs and we'll open it up for questions. That being said, if you have questions as we go, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. Leslie, if you could keep an eye on the chat for me, that would be great. I'm happy to answer questions as we go. We should have plenty of time. And if you have a question, chances are someone else does as well. All right, so let's talk about how to squeeze in movement. So why are you here on the webinar today? There's probably a wide variety of reasons. Maybe you currently are experiencing chronic pain. Maybe you know someone is, or maybe you're just curious about Hinge Health and you want to find maybe a new, healthier routine. So whatever your reason for joining today, Hinge Health will fit into your daily schedule with focused, concise exercises, all customized to your routine, your pain, and your body. So at Hinge Health, we like to say that movement is medicine. Too often, we spend a lot of time, if you are working at a desk, kind of hunched over the desk, maybe not in the best position, or maybe you stand all day or you have repetitive movements. The more that you can kind of experience a wider range of movements throughout the day, the better that is for your body. So I know it can be hard though, at least for me. I know I get busy, I start working, and it's hard to take a break and actually move around. So some ways that you can fit that into your schedule: set a movement alarm. Maybe every time you get up to get a snack, you do some jumping jacks before you do that. Or maybe when you get up to fill your water, set an alarm to maybe just stand up and stretch. And if you have that time set on your calendar, a little reminder, it can help you to fit in movement throughout the day. If you are normally sitting all day, take a break and take your phone calls while you're standing. Bonus points, you can incorporate some calf raises for an added stretch. If you're standing in the same place all day or sit at a desk, every hour, get up, fill your cup, and take a few extra steps. So you get some hydration as well as some movement in your day. This will provide your body with oxygen, cushion your joints, and keep you moving. And then no matter how you spend your day, breathing and meditation are a different type of movement. And you can breathe in for 4 seconds and then out for 4 seconds. Even just repeating this 3 times provides a quick body and mind refresh. And also, it's just a good reminder to slow down, to take a breath, and to remind yourself of something in your life that is positive and that you're grateful for. So I hope these tips are helpful for those of you leading busy lives and having a little bit of a challenge finding some time for movement. All right, so let's talk about who we help. So these are a couple of stories that just illustrate some of the common themes, the common reasons why people come to the Hinge Health program. So this is Linnell. She's a 45-year-old county clerk at one of the companies we work with, and she's had chronic knee pain for the last 4 to 5 years. She just had constant knee pain and joint issues. She had difficulty even putting on her socks. And she'd really tried everything: physical therapy, pain medication. She'd had different types of MRIs, and really nothing was working to address her pain. And it was expensive, and it was taking a lot of time out of her day. She was having to miss a lot of work to go to these appointments. And so kind of where all roads were leading her at that point was to surgery, which really was something that she didn't want to have to do. Lewis here is a 38-year-old sales executive, and he started to feel neck pain last year after working from home in a less than ideal environment. I'm sure a lot of us can probably relate to that. He also recently twisted his ankle. So he's got a couple of things going on. And unfortunately, the wait time to see a physical therapist in his area is 3 to 4 weeks. Plus, he's really busy at work, and it's hard to take a half day off of work to go see a physical therapist, even once, much less multiple times each week for the period of time that physical therapy might be indicated for his injury. Okay, so as you can see from the stories I shared, each individual has unique challenges that they're looking to overcome. So like Lewis, we see a lot of folks coming in because they've had a less than optimal workstation. We also see people who had an injury that never quite healed, and so they struggle with chronic pain and weakness as a result. Some people have just started experiencing chronic pain in the last few months. Other people have been experiencing it for years, sometimes almost all of their adult life. So whether you're joining because you need care for a recent or past injury, maybe you're preparing for or recovering from a surgery, and maybe you just have a spouse or a colleague who might benefit from the program. Or perhaps you're getting a jump start on things and you want to prevent chronic pain from happening. Hinge Health is here for you, and we can cover all of your back and joint needs. So this program, I want to emphasize, is offered to you at no cost. If you're enrolled in a Cigna or Anthem plan through the ECMT benefit plan, it's also offered to any of your spouses or dependents who are on your plan over the age of 18. So when you think about going in to see a physical therapist, usually it's a series of appointments, and each of those has a copay or a cost associated with it in addition to the time. Hinge Health is offered to you completely free. So there's no cost to you. And also you can do it from your home at any time of the day. So you can really fit it into your schedule when it's convenient for you. So if you are experiencing chronic pain, it's really important to know that you're not alone. Back, muscle, and joint conditions are very common. About 1 in 2 people will be affected in a given year. So if you're not suffering from one, consider yourself lucky, but chances are you know someone who is. In addition, with companies switching over to remote working, 71% of individuals are now experiencing new or increased pain because of the more sedentary lifestyle that tends to come with working remote. So as we go through the rest of the slides, it would be helpful, I think, maybe to reflect on the following questions. So how is your back or joint pain affecting your mood, your quality of life, and your sleep? Can you afford to miss a half a day of work to visit a physical therapist or another care provider? Do you have a sense of how much your treatment might cost, especially when you factor in doctor's visits, imaging, medications, et cetera? And then lastly, how would your life be different without the pain? If back or joint pain is preventing you from doing the things you love, or even daily tasks like walking up and down the stairs, or getting in and out of the car, or like Linnell, putting on your socks, then you might find this program helpful. So let's talk about how we treat. Hinge Health covers all of the major muscle groups and joint areas, and we follow evidence-based guidelines. This just means we've looked at the literature, the research, and we've based our whole program approach on proven methods of care. This allows us to offer digital programs that address all of your back or joint needs, including not just chronic pain, but also prevention, recent injury, and surgery prep and rehab. So I want to give you, I want to start with this one here. This is a preview of what our in-app experience looks like. So each session you'll receive a series of exercises to complete, and this will be demonstrated by one of our physical therapists. So essentially, Everything takes place in the app. You can download it right onto your personal device, have it with you anytime you need, log in and complete those exercises anywhere, anytime. Depending on the program that you're in, you may also receive wearable sensors that help you to see how you're performing that exercise and send some feedback back to your care team. So you can see here, one of our physical therapists is actually demonstrating the exercises. This is what you see in the app. They will walk you through the exercises, kind of show you how they work, and then provide a countdown. So how many reps to do, how long to hold each rep, and then you'll get points for each exercise that you complete. So just makes it a little bit more like a game and a little bit more fun. The exercises in your program will be customized to you individually, and that will, over time, your care team will increase the number of repetitions and or the difficulty as you progress through the program and begin experiencing less pain. And this kind of gives you a quick look overall at what the program design looks like. So there's 3 pillars: exercise therapy, which we just looked at, but we also include education and expert medical support. So studies show that these are the pillars of successful treatment, and they must be delivered together to see sustainable results. And again, your care plan will be completely customized to you based on your unique needs. So how does the exercise therapy work? Well, really what the goal is to strengthen the muscles around the pain areas. This will help you to be better equipped to manage the pain and prevent future injuries. And again, we use technology to make this really convenient. Like we talked about, it's expensive and time consuming to go to in-person physical therapy. Our sessions typically last no more than 15 minutes, around 10 to 15 minutes each. And we recommend about 3 sessions a week. So it's less than an hour of time across a full week, which really makes it easy to fit into your schedule. We'll also equip you with the knowledge you need to conquer your pain and prevent future injuries through customized educational articles. Each week, you'll get a new article based on your specific condition or your goal and your treatment options. So a good example of how this will work is most of the time, when we experience pain, our natural reaction as humans is to avoid doing anything to bring on that pain. So if you pull a muscle in your neck, you kind of do this and try to do everything not to actually move those muscles. And like we've talked about at Hinge Health, movement is medicine. And sometimes some gentle movements, even if they cause a little bit of pain, are really what's best to help resolve that pain and get you to feeling better faster. So the articles will include information like that really help you to supercharge your recovery and get back to doing the things you love. And then lastly, we have a dedicated care team. So including a physical therapist and a health coach. And you may even have an orthopedic specialist offer expert medical opinion on your condition. Okay. So I think it's important just to talk a little bit about the care team, because even though everything is offered digitally, it's all right there in the app, we recognize that the human touch is really critical to healthcare. So all of our health coaches have coaching certifications or backgrounds in healthcare, and they're trained by our clinical team in the delivery of the program. Their goal is really to motivate you, be your accountability partner, and help you to overcome any obstacles that you might have in completing the program. And then our clinical team is led by our chief medical officer and our clinical specialist PT. They're really the backbone of providing clinical expertise to the team. So they make sure that the program is always up to date with best practice guidelines and clinical standards. And they're also there if you need extra support, such as providing a second opinion on a recommendation you might have received, or help interpreting an MRI. So the Hinge Health program is really transformative for folks. We've demonstrated in clinical studies that our programs really have a meaningful, significant impact on changing people's lives for the better. In partnership with top research universities, we validated that our programs achieve on average, a 69% pain reduction, a 58% reduction in depression and anxiety, and we help 2 out of 3 people avoid surgery. So that's why people like Linnell, Lewis, and Jim sought out Hinge Health to help them manage their daily pain, and in some cases, avoid surgery. Right, before we move on to the next section, I just want to pause and see if there was any questions before we move on. All right. Okay, well, let's talk about what to expect. All right, and just a reminder, if you haven't muted yourself, if you would just hit mute. Okay, so now we've talked about what Hinge Health does, how it can help you. If you think that this program is right for you, the next step would be to go to hingehealth.com/ECMT-health to begin the application process. From there, you'll fill out a questionnaire. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. And it's very similar to what you would fill out when you went into a doctor's office. Based on your responses, we'll place you into the program that best fits your needs, whether that's prevention, recent injury, chronic pain, or surgery prep and rehab. Within 24 to 48 hours, you'll receive an email that will confirm your program eligibility. From there, your care team will reach out to you, send you a welcome text or email. If you need equipment for your treatment plan, those sensors that we talked about, those typically arrive in 2 to 3 business days. But regardless of what program you're in, you can get started by downloading the app, creating an account, and getting started. Oh, I see there's one question. Correct. You do not need a doctor's referral to apply. So our clinical care team will look at your screener, and if there's anything where there may be like a contraindication or an area where there might be some questions about not eligibility, but if this is the right treatment option for you, our care team will talk through that with you. But there's no referral needed to get started. Okay. And then once you get logged into the app, if you are going to be setting up a call with a member of your care team, you can do that right within the app as well. Okay. So here are the FAQs. I'll just leave these up here for a minute. You could read through them. I won't run through it all. I won't read the slide for you, but I do just want to reiterate that these programs are provided at no cost for employees, dependents, and spouses over the age of 18 who are enrolled in the Cigna or Anthem medical plan through the Episcopal Church Medical Trust. And you can see here the URL for signing up, as well as a phone number and email if you have questions. So if you think you are a good fit for the program, or you likely are, I would recommend just going ahead to the screener and applying. And then your care team can answer any questions that you have once you get into the program. But if you just have some questions before applying, you can also reach out as well. Great question. So it's integrated in the sense that we participate in electronic medical records. So we can send information out and we can see records from your surgeon, as well as it's applicable to your back, muscle, and joint needs. But also you can work with your care team directly. So if and our care team will work with your surgeon if you're considering surgery, or if you are actively working with a provider, they will work with you to make sure that both parties have the information they need and that they're working together. If you are not currently seeing a provider, then you would just go ahead and get started in the program. And the program, yeah, it is available now. So the landing page is open. You can go ahead and apply for the program and enroll. It opened on the 1st of October. Great questions. All right, I'll leave this up here so you can easily see the URL. Are there any other questions before we wrap up? Chiropractic services are not part of the offering. Our offering includes exercise therapy, which is a program designed by our physical therapists and clinical care team, the education, and then again, care escalation. So if you need to speak with an orthopedic surgeon, again, about a recommendation you received, or you just want help interpreting an MRI, those specialists are available for that. Yeah, you can participate in physical therapy as well. I think it's really just kind of depends on your program. And I would definitely speak with your physical therapist and your clinical care team about how you're using both of those services. Again, to the earlier question, just making sure that both providers are aware of what programs you're participating in, what type of support you're getting. But I don't think there's a contraindication for doing both. Certainly, you know, it from a cost and a time perspective, it might make more sense to start with Hinge Health. You may find that you get everything you need directly from the Hinge Health program, and you don't need that additional support from a physical therapist. All right, great. Thank you, Andy. He's happy to share with anyone who has questions about the program. He's in it. So definitely reach out to Andy if you have questions. Yes, your spouse needs to be enrolled in the plan, in your plan to participate. And same with dependents. So it's anyone who's enrolled in the medical plan. Yep. Yep. Physical therapy does have a copayment. So there's a cost associated, and there's no cost associated with Hinge Health. And I can tell you that I have participated in a couple of programs. I am one of those 1 out of 2 people that experiences chronic pain. And it is very easy to participate. It's very straightforward. You do not need to be a technical expert of any sort to participate. Our team has really done everything to make it super easy to use. The question is, are there any vital feedbacks recorded during the session? No, we don't record anything during the session. A similar question came up on another webinar about like blood pressure or heart rate rather during the session. So the exercises are very low impact. They're gentle. You are going to probably have your heart rate go up more than if you are, say, sitting on the couch watching TV, but not probably even as much as going out for a brisk walk. So it's very low impact and should be accessible for most people. Again, when you complete that clinical screener to enroll in the program, if there's anything that our care team flags where this might not be the best program or the best fit for you based on your unique situation, they'll be working with you on that.
Stephanie, this is Tony Marie. I'm on the enrollment page right now, and it wants me to indicate something that I want to focus on. But if I just want to do the preventive stuff, how do I fill that part out?
Great question. Just pick up a body part and enter 0 pain,
Okay.
and that will place you into the prevention program.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being so engaged and all of these great questions. It's great to see all of the questions. Question came through, can you do 2 programs at once? No. I would recommend starting with the area that's causing you the most distress to start. And once you work through the program on that area, then you can enroll in another body part if you'd like. I will also say that because all of our muscles tend to work so closely in tandem, that a lot of times there's some overlap between what you might do in each of the programs. So you can let your care team know. They can also provide you some resources for another body part that you can do independently as well, or kind of concurrent to the program you're participating in.